Welcome to Pour Decisions, where we pour, drink, and rank.
All right there, Golf Cast Nation. This is Brian Bailie here, over here in the tasting side of the studio, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into a tasting of Glen Scotia 15-year-old single malt. It is a classic Campbeltown malt. And again, when you see the word single malt, we know that it came from a single distiller, and it's 100% malted barley. Proof 90 or 92, 46% alcohol. Let's dive in here and see how Glen Scotia actually tastes. Here's the funny part. I tried this probably 2 years ago. Not a fan. I mean, I gave it the big burp. Tried it again about a year ago. It was okay. Tried it again about 3 weeks ago. Gotta say, my taste buds are changing when it comes to Scotch. So, without further ado, Glen Scotia 15. Cheers, Sláinte. Let's look at our colors. What do we got here? It is a nice kind of amber hue. So again, a 15-year-old whiskey, so it has been in the barrel quite a long time. Again, reaching something like in the US, maybe 7.5, 8-year barrel. So we're getting that nice amber coating. As we look at our legs, this is a very oily whiskey. You can see the legs. There's a lot to them, and they are running pretty fast, but it's definitely an oily, textury whiskey. So again, that piece is going to be kind of interesting as well. So let's dive in here and see what it noses. On the nose, what do I get? I definitely get malt, no doubt about it. I'm getting almost like a figgy kind of smell. I do know this has been aged in oak barrels and ex-bourbon barrels, so we should be able to pull some vanilla notes, but by the nose, I do not. I'm not getting any smoke really from the nose, but I am getting, like I said, a lot of malt and kind of that fig fruit flavor. So interesting. Again, 2 years ago, that is not what I tasted. I need to go back and watch that. Interesting. So again, I do get the malt. It is 100% malt. The malt is definitely there. I do get like almost a fig note, which I'm a fig fan, so I really enjoy that. And then I do get some pepper, so I am getting some baker spice, some peppery to it. And there's just a hint of smoke in the background. But again, 2 years ago, I hated this. 6 months ago, I was, it's pretty good. Again, for me, not the biggest Scotch fan on earth, but overall, I have grown to appreciate this much more than I had in the past. So here's the beauty of whiskey, right? Always circle back, always retry, because as you become better at tasting and pulling out flavor notes, you might actually find out whiskeys that you did not maybe appreciate in the past, you might enjoy in the future. So never give up on them. As you can see in most of my rankings, I never give a 1. Well, I gave 1-1. I don't know if I've released it yet, but I have given 1-1. But other than that, everything is a 2 or better, because I always want to circle back and try it again and wait for the 1 episode. You're going to love that one. I was in a mood. So overall, let's go through the nose here. Nose for Glen Scotia 15. I would give it a 3. It's got some complexities. There's some layers to it. Again, I'm a fig fan. I do like the smell of malted barley. I do appreciate that. Not super complex, but it's a good nut. It is a good, strong nose. I would say good intensity there. Flavor. Again, I'm getting malt. I'm actually pulling a little bit of vanilla. I'm actually getting a little vanilla note, which is nice. And then, like I said, I get that fig and maybe some baking spices behind it, which, again, I really appreciate. And then just a hint or a wave of smoke somewhere in the background. Overall, though, like I said, to me, it's a very malty, fruity whiskey, which again is a kind of known for Scotch. To me, it's not super floral either. A lot of Scotches lose me with the floral notes. There's a little bit of floral behind the scenes, but again, it's not taking center stage. And finish to me is really nice, actually. The finish is really I'm still getting that kind of softer fig note, but there's definitely some spice jumping around. It's sweet. It's oily in the beginning, so again, it's a viscous whiskey. Dry mouth a little bit at the end, but nothing crazy. I would say intensity, probably a little average. Length, probably medium to medium short, but it's clean. And again, a little bit of complexity there. So I would go nose 3, taste 3, finish 2. So I think this thing's gotten up to about a 2.5 and a 3 for me. So I have to admit it, this is the first whiskey that has kind of scraped out of the 2s and worked their way up, really earning a 3 ranking. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them a 3. I do appreciate this. I would buy this again. I would have this at a bar. I would have it hit near and far. Now, anyways, but again, to me, really good whiskey. I really enjoyed it. Again, this is from Campbeltown. We did a whole series on Campbeltown. If you haven't watched it, make sure you dive into YouTube and go, or in Rumble and find that. So we talk all about Campbeltown, that it was the whiskey hub of the world, and then kind of due to lax quality, quantity over quality, prohibition, Campbeltown went from 30 distilleries down to about 3. So they went from kind of the mecca of the whiskey world because of ports and where they were located. It was really easy to get whiskey out through the world to a part of the country that really doesn't make much whiskey anymore. There are 3. We have Glen Scotia, we have Springbank, and we have Kilkerran. Those are the 3 main distilleries coming out of Campbeltown. So Campbeltown is still there producing whiskey, but not the juggernaut they were in their past. So again, the one thing you know about Glen Scotia is it gives you that tradition, it gives you that rich sense. This has been around since 1832. So we're pushing 200-year-old distillery, and again, a nice, fine 15-yard single malt. So again, I will give it a par. I give it a 3. Cheers, Sláinte Mhath, and till I see you again.